Did you realize that all of us are living 95% of the time in our subconscious minds? I'm sure you've probably heard this before, but what's happening is 95% of the time we are defaulting not just to old programming, but we are defaulting to faulty programming and irrational thoughts. We all tend to believe when some type of controversy comes up that we are clashing with another person half the time. But what is really happening is that we are clashing with another person's programming. And so we may think that we're clashing with that other person, but the problem is the programming, because we all have different programming for different reasons. Before I explain how that happens, be sure and go back and watch the first two videos in this series if you have not watched them already. Because in the first video, I talk about how this program came to be and a little bit of a history behind it, and more importantly, why it is so important to pay attention to ethical principles in your marketing. And then in the second video, I tell you my favorite way to market online without having to give up my conscience or my privacy or my security. In that first video, I tell you a story of how I came to create this new method for marketing online that I call Seller Psychology, the psychology of ethical selling. And in that second video, then I go over the ways that you can market online and not have to show your face and still maintain your privacy and security. But I especially talk about my favorite method, so if you want to know what that is, then you need to go back and watch those first two videos. Let me share with you what I believe is the real reason why people don't get along with each other. And that reason is called faulty programming. And this is also the main reason why we suffer in this world. Because we default to that faulty programming and we don't understand how to fix it. Did you know that we are all programmed as very small children? There are actually brain waves that happen in the brain. We have the beta, the alpha, the theta, and the delta. The beta is when we are wide awake, and alpha is when we are beginning to relax. We're sitting on the couch, watching TV or reading a book or whatever it is. And then the theta stage is when we start to get really sleepy and we're drifting back and forth between being awake and falling asleep. And then finally, the delta stage is when we are sound asleep in a deep rest. But children stay in that theta stage all the way up until the age of 7. And this is a very important part of our lives on how we get programmed to begin with. And so what happens is this causes us to suffer because there's this battle going on in our minds all of the time. Because our conscious mind, which is the 5% of what we are actually aware of right now, right this moment, at this time, is fighting against this giant, the subconscious mind, that has all of this faulty program that has taken place over an entire lifetime. And so we're fighting it with all of the wrong weapons, when maybe what we really need is a slingshot. And I'm going to show you how to use that slingshot and replace some of those beliefs with beliefs that can better serve you. Because the truth is, all of us have faulty programming and irrational thoughts that we are battling every single day. And there are ways that we can dispute them and replace them with something better. But think about this. If you're trying to sell something to somebody, would it help you to better understand this faulty programming and these irrational thoughts so that you could help your potential customers or clients dispute them and replace them with something better? If we are selling something online, we can begin to recognize these irrational patterns and counter them. Because helping our potential customers and clients to lower their resistance and barriers that get in the way of them being able to commit is not only going to help us to make sales, but it's going to help us to better be able to help them. This isn't some sort of weird psychology trick. It is a way that we can break through the real fears and objections and replace those fears and objections with newer and better thoughts, ideas, and emotions, whether they buy something from us or not. And that is the way that we need to be looking at it. We need to be thinking we are helping the people who are watching our content, whether they buy from us or not. Because there's going to be a percentage of them that will buy, and that's all that we need. But what's even better than that is that we're helping a lot of other people as well. And that's why I created the course called Seller Psychology, the Psychology of Ethical Selling Online. Because over the years, I have noticed that many things in this world are neutral, and they can be used for either the good or the bad. Stop and think about that for a minute. How many things are neutral, but they could be used for the good or they could be used for the bad? For example, money can be used for the bad, but it can also be used to help people. The internet in general can definitely be used for the good or the bad. Social media can be used for the good or the bad. Sometimes it really hurts people, but other times it really helps people. And AI software, I've been saying this from the very beginning. I know that it's controversial, but the truth is, AI software is simply software. And again, it can be used for the good or the bad. And if the good people ignore it or avoid it, then it will be under the control of people who don't have good intentions. But if the good people become aware of it and participate in it, then more and more good people are going to be controlling it. Because when it comes to AI, that's what really matters, is who is controlling it. And yes, finally, even psychology, and especially psychology, can be used for the good or the bad. You see it everywhere you go. If you got value from this course, then you will be happy to know that this is just barely scratching the surface of what we can discover. In the next video of this 6-video series, I brought together just a few slides from the actual course where you can get a better idea of how this course can not only help you and help you to better understand your customers and clients, but it can also be able to help you to help all of the people that you love and care about. So go ahead and watch that next video. I look forward to seeing you there.